Hey guys, we are live on Facebook. I'm just making sure that it shows us good here. Okay.
I'll teaching people how to work this really quick, put up here on Facebook. Hi, everybody. Letting Brittany take over and Sedaria take over. She's going to crush it today. Woo! Let's give some shout outs to Sedaria, her first time here in the chat. Let's throw 7 and everybody joining us on Facebook. We're super excited to have Sedaria here. Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. It might not do it.
Oh, okay.
So just...
Okay. Perfect. Hey, hi, we're here. So I am going to, Sedaria is going to do this with us today, but I don't know why it's not showing it on Facebook. So we'll figure this out. But do we have any wins that anyone wants to say for the next 2 minutes?
I do.
Go ahead, Robin.
Okay, I just yesterday hit life of the party and I am so excited.
Woo!
Yep. So my goal is I hit bronze and my goal is to hit silver by convention. So June 30th. So
you ready for the heart palpitations on the 14th at midnight every month? Baby. That is the joy in it.
Oh, we
so
love
exciting.
it. Where did I saw something with Susan? I don't see Susan's comment, but Kim had 4 join her team. I'm trying to see. I saw congratulations to Robin. I don't know what mom did, but okay. I'm late, but I'm on here. Okay, want to what? We will, and we're gonna cut it shorter instead because today was a little bit longer. So we'll jump into it and hopefully get it all through. So, okay, Sedaria, are you there, sweetheart?
I'm here.
Okay, so we are, you guys, this is Sedaria. I did not realize that she's been doing this training with us. And so she was thrown into the fire path. I'm like, hey, come train with us, come help us. But she's like had all the notes all along. I'm like, how do you know that? So she's phenomenal. But yeah, we are gonna turn the time over to her and go ahead.
Today, Fraser spoke about momentum and he opened up talking about Marky Mark with his fine self. But anyway, I digress. Mark Wahlberg, he talked about all the businesses he runs. I think he says he has about 10 different businesses that he's running. And in talking with his team, he's always talking about momentum. And that's something that's very familiar to us because that's what Eric talks about a lot. To continue moving, success loves speed. That's what Eric says. Success loves speed. So keeping that momentum up. So he gave us 5 the five momentums or the 5 areas of momentum. The first one is when the industry is moving in momentum. Second one is the company. Then it's the team. Then there are your groups, and then there's you. So for us, like he mentioned, you know, we move once we start moving. Like he mentioned, I think during COVID, like this started working from the bottom up. So it started with 5, which is us or you. And then because you were moving, then your groups or your leg were growing, your groups were growing, which allowed your team to grow. You were hitting ranks. People were showing up at all the events or your Zoom trainings. You had more people participating. Then that resulted in the company increasing, which then converged into the industry. Continued to move. So those are the 5 parts of it. He says, so once you start with you, then you go up. And he mentioned something that we'll talk about a little later as far as lighting the fire. So
Well,
with
I'm going to pause you for 1 second. So with that, so we're going to back up. It's looking at, because I've heard this a lot, is that people have said, well, I had more sales during COVID, or I had this. And it's because everyone was sitting home and then they were sitting there watching them and they had that constant engagement every single day. But once you go to not engaging every 24 hours, then it turned to people weren't really seeing your stuff. And so I think that's where it is that with COVID, that helped with the industry, which helped with the company, which helped with the team, which helped with your, by teams growing, then your different legs grew as far as people ranking, and then you. But now, since that's gone and people aren't, you've got to go backwards. So now it has to start with you. And by you having momentum and you doing these things, then your teams are going to grow. And then your different legs will grow. And then those legs will turn into different teams. And then that will grow the company and that will change the industry.
Okay, I'm glad you, because I was like, now I know he said it was one, and I couldn't remember because he was talking so fast, and I was like, man, wasn't gonna have time. I say, I know Brittany got me though. So then he went into the pillars. So he gave us a lot of, as far as momentum, though, he says you want to think of it like a river. A river is constantly flowing, it's constantly moving. The way it goes, it may start here and then that may widen, but it's always moving. It's always moving. So it says, in order to grow, you must find your flow. So our flow creates that momentum. So then he gave us the pillars that we should be using. Those pillars are: 1, lead generation. How are you going to find your next person to either be your customer or your team member? How are you going to do that? How are you going to create them? That we can use the F.A.M, find, add message, reels and attraction, top fan pages. That's a training we had like about a month or so ago, where you go onto the pages and you find the top fans and then you start to connect with them. I don't remember the exact specifics, but that was how you did that. Also using groups to create your leads and find your new customers and your new team members. Then he said we have second pillar is our content creation. We do that by means of reels and lives, and on that in other ways, but when you use those, you're using things like your limited time call to actions, live interviews, using your story, telling your story and telling your story and telling your story and telling your story. And then, of course, using our reels and our lives to add value or give value, so that people will want to come to us and want to follow us and want to see what we have, which then will lead you to the next pillar, which is conversion. Once they know and like you and trust you, then they'll shop with you. The third one was conversion. So learning to qualify your people, then you can know who you can send the video to, using your survey questions, opportunity calls, the group chats, using your core activity to help you with your conversion, and connecting with Facebook, using Facebook to connect. I missed a little bit of that part he said about the Facebook connecting. Brittany, did you catch the rest of it?
Yeah, so they said as far as doing that, it's with all these different things with the pillars is especially like with conversion, we have gone through all of these different strategies. So like with this whole 90-day, there's all these different things that we're doing. And yes, it may seem like a lot and there's tons of different things. they're giving you different ways. So it's not going to, you don't have to do every single thing every single day. It's more for you to get a taste of all these different ways to see what works the best for you. So these the 4 pillars is like with the 1 lead generation, what is your system to strategize with that? Number 2, and so there's all those different things that Saditri read off. With the content creation, it could be any different things that we've gone through. Find one thing that works for you and do it every day. So with the conversion, what is your main strategy you want to do to qualify people, to ask them questions, to watch those videos? And so if it's where Facebook's where it's at right now, if you want to do, if your thing is on Instagram, whatever's the best for you, it's finding out something in each of these things out of all the different 4 pillars, out of what you've learned over the last 79 days, and start doing that.
Okay, and then our last one, which he says he knows we hate this word. And he said we just want to vomit every time he says it. And he kept doing that. No, he's like, I know already. You guys know what I'm about to say. And some of you are like already gagging and throwing up. Tracking. Tracking. He says you have to track. This is important because he says what you track, you can measure, and what you can measure, you can improve. So the tracking can be all types of things. So know what it is you want to track. So he mentioned someone who he said checks on him like every 3 months or so. He'll text him or message him, and and he'll ask him certain things based on conversations they've had in the past, because he tracks the information that he's shared, the personal stuff, personal information that he has shared with him. And then that way he's able to stay connected because he has something to come back to, because he's tracked. Last time we talked about this. Well, let me call and check on him. Let me ask him, how's your brother? And he's like, he knows that's like already emotionally he has him. So he said, those are some things that you may want to, to start tracking when you do connect with people. Keep up with what you talk with them about, what they share with you. Once you have those things to talk about, then you have something to go back to them with. Now I kind of added a little bit because that's how I understood it. Then you'll know what to check on them on. Tracking, as far as also, he always says to track, what works, what's working for you, what form of content creation is working best for you in all of these areas, your lead generation, your content creation, which of those techniques is working for you. And the only way we'll know is if we keep track of it. And he's like, there are different ways you can keep track. He's a pen and paper person. Some use Google Sheets. Some people were saying in the chat on the Zoom that they have VAs, they have assistants, virtual assistants that help in some of those areas. But it's just important and necessary that we are keeping track of the things that we are doing, so that we're knowing what's working and what's bringing us the best results. And so then he went into our dare. So in addition to continuing our dare from yesterday, which are the 3 G's, the grow, get, give, or did I say, or to give, grow, however it goes. He says he wants you to sit and think about those 4 pillars. What are you going to do to create your next lead? What's going to be your strategy in doing that? What is your content going to be for that day? What are you going to use more? Which strategy are you going to use mostly for your content, your different types of content? How are you going to, what's your strategy for converting? And then how will you track? So he wants you to kind of sit and think about those 4 pillars and come up with your plan of how you're going to carry those 4 pillars out. And that's what I got.
That's all I had. You are so amazing. I just love you. You did so good. Yeah, she nailed it. She hit everything right on the nose. So you guys on Facebook, if you guys will send her some love, and in the chat, let's throw a 10 in there, because She is awesome. Are there any questions about this? Like I know these things, but kind of the way that he broke them down, it's like, okay, am I doing this? Am I doing this? And I will be completely honest, like we haven't been the best with tracking. I haven't been, but it's like like I've had some people say, oh, well, followers or this, where if you track it, this is how many followers, this is how many views, and you track it, whatever you track grows. And the minute I started doing that with my sales, with everything, you can see, oh, this is working, or, oh, this month, this went well. What did I do here? And you can tweak things. And so I put in the group chat online or on Zoom, but I was going to put it on here. There's times where I use an Excel. Like if I have a post that blows up, I will just copy and paste it from Excel and I just do follow up there. There's a program out there called Teamzy that they mentioned. I love Teamzy, but it's TEAMZY.com, but that's a monthly subscription and that's $20 a month. And so I've gone back and forth between those two. It's a great follow-up. It has everything on there. It's super awesome. But if you're not going to use it, don't do it. Do what works the best for you. For a while, I did Post-its. I love Post-its, but do what works for you. Does anyone have any questions?
Oh, I'm so this was I left one thing out. He said, when we were discussing those points of momentum, he gave the illustration about the piece of paper. He was at a training or something, and the guy took the sheet of paper and he said, what do you think is going to happen if I light this or something like that? And then he took the paper and flipped it over, and then he did this, and then it just went, and he's like, well, what did they show you? What did that demonstrate to you? And then he said they were like, oh, that we burn it from the bottom. And he's like, right. So when you start at the bottom, starting with you light the fire from the bottom, or as your new team members come in, light the fire with them, because with starting at the bottom, then it will push and grow and make everything else blow up.
I love that. I totally forgot about that story. I had it in there and then I was like, oh yeah.
When I skipped right on, I'm like, oh, I forgot that one. Light the fire from the bottom up. Like from the bottom, light the fire from the bottom. That's what he said.
Because, and I think that's the same analogy as I'm going back, that it is we can't do this alone. And so it's always here. I try to do it all. I try to do this, but you cannot get anywhere and you won't win without a team. And so it's more of here, the minute I quit looking at numbers and I started focusing on the people and how I could help them and how I could change their lives and see the good in them, that's when things started to happen. It just happened organically. So when people ask me, what are my numbers? I do not know. I should look at that better, but it's more of, I want to help people.
Yep.
So any questions? Anyone? It's because you answered them all and you hit it right on the nose today.
Hey,
I just want to make a quick point. The gem that I got today was know the content strategy for every day. I can say that my personal posts are my high trending. That's what my tribe likes to see. So I'll be sharing more personal content, and just having that strategy for every day, just like our DMOs. Know what we're going in to create, grow, value, grow, give, grow, get.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
from, what day was that? That it was that day 78 that he went through that? It was the grow, give. I think that's what it was. The 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
If you don't know what she's talking about, it was either, I think it was yesterday.
Yes, it was Monday.
It was yesterday.
That was Valencia, you're underwater. But it was yesterday, yes.
I forgot what today was, so that means it's really bad.
Yeah, it's okay. So the dare, Robin, it is take your 4 pillars, those 4 pillars, lead generation, content creation, conversion, and tracking, and sit and make your plan on how you're going to do each. What are you going to do to create your next lead? What will your content be? How are you going to, what strategy you're going to use for converting those customers or those people to customers or team members, and how will you track?
Was that your question, Robin? Oh, there it is. I've got 50 screens up right now. Any other questions? Well, then we'll have the different, what is it called? The 5 momentum things and the 4 lead pillars in the comments above on Facebook. I will have them in the chat in a second, but if I end this, then guess what? You guys won't see it. But we will have it here. And again, if you guys need anything or you have questions about this, go to the question, what is it called? The question post. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's only Tuesday. The question post in this group, and I can't wait to see how you guys do and if you guys figure out your DMO every day. And I'm gonna hurry and send this before crap, it did not send. Send in a meeting to everybody, so then you
Tara,
guys
if you want to chime in, just go ahead.
Hi. Can you hear me?
yes.
Okay. So I'm not really understanding the dare for today.
So he gave us those pillars of the things like what we need to do to stay in momentum. And that is, we have to create leads. So you have to use your lead generation. And so we've gone over lots of strategies on how to create your leads. That means finding your next customer, your next team member. That means that those strategies,
Okay.
your find, add message. You can use reels and attraction, go using Facebook groups, your fan page, go to the top fan on the pages and find the top fan, and then it said reach out to
Okay.
them. So that's about connecting. It's just he's just wanting you to sit down and decide, how are you going to do this? How are you going to create your lead generation? How are you going to what strategy you're going to use for your content creation? What strategies will you use to make your conversion? And how are you going to track all of it?
Oh,
So
okay. Thank you. I got it now.
it's just writing out and coming up with your strategy of how you're going to complete all those pillars.
Okay, thank you. I got it now. It just
Okay.
took me a second. Thanks.
Sure.
Okay, well, you guys, we got 5 more minutes till new releases. Thank you again, Valencia. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you all tomorrow.
I'm Sideria Brittany.
Did I say it wrong again?
Call me Valencia, but it's okay.
Oh my gosh, it's because I see her. Oh my goodness. Sideria. Oh my goodness.
No, I know. I'm like, oh, she meant me.
I see the name and I see your face. I love you.
That's all I'm saying.
See, it's always a day. It's so fun. Thank you again. See ya.
All right. Thanks for having me.